Throughout the Second World War, Britain armed its forces with rifles, rapid-fire submachine guns, dependable machine guns, sturdy revolvers, and specialised suppressed arms. And today, we will see them all. We start our list with rifles and carbines. Lee-Enfield No. 1 Mark III, Britain's primary service rifle since 1907, chambered in .303 British. Its 10-round magazine and smooth cock on close bolt enabled the famous Mad Minute technique, allowing trained soldiers to fire 15 aimed rounds per minute. Lee-Enfield No. 4 Mark I, the redesigned 1941 production model featuring an aperture rear sight replacing the earlier battle sight. Stronger receiver and simplified manufacturing produced over 2 million units. Became the standard Commonwealth infantry rifle through the war's end. Up next, Lee-Enfield No. 4 Mark I Sniper. Each example hand-selected for exceptional accuracy, then fitted with a No. 32 telescopic sight and cheek rest, effective to 1000 yards in skilled hands. Around 25,000 were converted, serving Commonwealth snipers from North Africa to the Pacific. The next one, Lee-Enfield No. 5 Mark I Jungle Carbine, introduced in 1944 for Burma and Pacific fighting, shortened 5 inches and lightened by 2 pounds. The distinctive conical flash hider reduced muzzle blast. Notorious for a wandering zero accuracy issue that plagued the design throughout service. Delisle Carbine, silenced. Arguably the quietest firearm of the entire war. Used a Lee-Enfield action rechambered for 45 ACP subsonic pistol rounds inside an integral suppressor. Designed by William Delisle for SOE operations, it was nearly inaudible beyond 50 meters. Pattern 14, Enfield. Originally designed to replace the Lee-Enfield before 1914, interrupted production. Its stronger Mauser-style action and excellent aperture sights made it naturally more accurate than standard issue. Widely issued to snipers and home guard units throughout the war. Martini Enfield, a Victorian-era single-shot rifle converted from the original Martini Henry. Pulled from reserve storage to arm second-line and colonial troops during the desperate equipment shortages of 1940, fired .303 British, but required manual reloading after every shot. Let's move on to submachine guns. Sten Mark I, the original 1941 Sten variant, featuring a wooden foregrip, muzzle compensator, and folding magazine housing. More refined than later models, approximately 100,000 produced. Designed after Dunkirk when Britain desperately needed rapid small arms production at low cost. Sten Mark II, the most produced Sten variant with over 2 million manufactured. Stripped to absolute minimum components, costing approximately 11 shillings each. Its removable barrel and folding magazine housing made it ideal for parachuting to resistance fighters across occupied Europe. Sten Mark II Silenced, a dedicated suppressed variant featuring an integral silencer replacing the barrel assembly. The reduced bolt weight lowered cyclic rate for quieter operation. Issued to SOE agents and SAS raiders conducting night operations behind enemy lines. Sten Mark III, the most simplified Sten, manufactured from a single welded steel tube with a fixed magazine housing. Produced in just 5 hours of factory time per unit. Over 900,000 built, representing the absolute peak of wartime emergency mass production efficiency. Sten Mark V, the premium 1944 refinement, featuring a wooden stock, No. 4 rifle pistol grip, and front sight with bayonet lug. Issued to airborne forces for the D-Day and Market Garden operations. Far better finished than earlier models, reflecting improved production capacity. Sten Mark VI, the final suppressed Sten variant, combining the Mark V's improved wooden furniture with the Mark WWII integrated suppressor. Limited production numbers reserved for elite commando and special operations units conducting the most sensitive clandestine missions. Next, Lanchester Mark I, a direct copy of the German MP-28, manufactured specifically for Royal Navy and RAF use from 1941. Featured a solid brass magazine housing and high-quality machined components. Its premium construction made it expensive but extremely durable for shipboard service. Sterling Patchett, developed by George Patchett at Sterling Armaments from 1942. Featured a curved 34-round magazine and folding stock for paratrooper use. Extensively tested against the Sten and MP-40, before eventually replacing the Sten in 1953 as the L2A1. Let's move on to handguns. Enfield No. 2 Mark I. The standard British service revolver, chambered in 38 S&W. Originally double action, the hammer spur was removed on the Mark I star variant for tank crews to prevent accidental discharge. Lighter than the Webley, it was issued across all services. Webley Mark IV, a 38 caliber break-top revolver issued primarily to police, home guard, and second-line troops. Its top break action allowed extremely fast reloading. Robust and simple enough to function reliably, even with minimal maintenance in difficult field conditions. Then, Webley Mark VI, the definitive Webley revolver, chambered in .455 Webley, with devastating stopping power. A veteran of World War I, still carried by officers in 1939. Its distinctive break-top action and large caliber made it both iconic and effective at close range. Welrod Mark I and Mark II, a bolt-action single-shot pistol designed by the Special Operations Executive in 1942. The entire weapon functioned as an integrated suppressor. Produced in 9mm and 32 ACP, it was near silent and specifically designed for assassinating sentries and collaborators. The next one, Smith & Wesson Model 10 Victory, over 800 000, supplied to Britain under Lend-Lease, chambered in 38 Special. The Victory model featured a sandblasted finish and lanyard ring. Issued primarily to RAF aircrew, naval officers, and rear area personnel requiring a reliable personal defense sidearm. Continuing with machine guns. Bren light machine gun. Derived from the Czech ZB-26, adapted to .303 British at Enfield. Its distinctive, curved, 30-round top-mounted magazine and quick-change barrel made it the most accurate light machine gun of the war, the foundation of British infantry fire and manoeuvre doctrine. Now this is the Vickers medium machine gun. Water-cooled and belt-fed in .303 British, the Vickers could sustain fire almost indefinitely. During one 1916 engagement, a section fired 1 million rounds over 12 hours. Still effective in 1945, its reliability and endurance were simply unmatched. Lewis gun. The iconic Pan magazine light machine gun from World War I, repurposed for anti-aircraft, coastal, and merchant navy defense. Its distinctive aluminium cooling shroud was actually unnecessary by 1939. Approximately 50,000 reissued from storage after Dunkirk. Vickers K. Originally designed for aircraft observation posts, firing 950 rounds per minute in 303 British. The Long-Range Desert Group and SAS mounted paired VGOS on jeeps for devastating strafing raids on Rommel's airfields across North Africa. Then, Vickers Berthier. Adopted by the Indian Army in 1933, the VB competed directly against the Bren. Chambered in .303 British, with a 30-round magazine, it served throughout North Africa, East Africa and Burma, with Indian Army units throughout the entire war. Then Besser machine gun. Licensed from the Czech ZB-53 design, chambered in 7.92 Mauser rather than .303 British. Exclusively vehicle-mounted in Churchill, Cromwell and Crusader tanks. Its separate ammunition supply simplified tank logistics but complicated overall supply chains. Let's move on to anti-tank infantry weapons. Boys anti-tank rifle. A 55 caliber anti-tank rifle, effective against early war light armor. By 1941, it struggled against thicker German tank plating. The Mark II shortened barrel variant was designed for airborne use. Vicious muzzle brake barely tamed its ferocious recoil. The next one, PIAT, the Projector Infantry Anti-Tank, used a powerful spring and spigot to launch a 2.5-pound shaped charge. Required 200 pounds of force to cock. Effective against all German tanks at close range, it won multiple Victoria Crosses for exceptional bravery. Blacker Bombard. Invented by Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Blacker, this 29mm spigot mortar weighed 112 pounds and launched a 20-pound anti-tank bomb. Designed specifically for Home Guard static defence positions, over 18,000 produced and emplaced across Britain by 1942. The next one, Northover Projector, a simple black powder-propelled launcher designed to fire glass incendiary grenades and No. 76 SIP bottles at enemy vehicles. manufactured from basic steel tubing for approximately £10 each. Issued to Home Guard units lacking conventional anti-tank weapons. Smith gun. Designed by William Smith in 1941, this smoothbore 3-inch mortar mounted on a circular carriage that tipped onto its side to fire, towed behind civilian vehicles at up to 40 miles per hour. An ingenious emergency solution for Home Guard anti-tank defense. Next up, mortars. SBML 2-inch mortar. Standard British platoon-level weapon since 1938. Fired 2.5-pound bombs to 500 yards, primarily used for smoke screening and illumination. Simple enough to operate with minimal training, it gave every infantry platoon immediate indirect fire support capability. ML 4.2-inch mortar. A heavy chemical and HE mortar originally designed for gas warfare. Fired a 20-pound bomb nearly 4,000 yards. Primarily used by specialized mortar battalions, providing heavy fire support. Also capable of delivering smoke and illumination rounds. Moving on to grenades and hand-thrown explosives. Number 36M, Mills bomb. Britain's standard fragmentation grenade since 1915. The segmented cast iron body created approximately 40 lethal fragments on detonation. A 4-second fuse allowed accurate throwing distance. Over 70 million produced, serving Commonwealth forces across every theatre. Number 69, grenade. A Bakelite-bodied concussion grenade, producing blast without dangerous fragmentation. A vane-armed fuse activated during flight, making it safe to carry. Designed for offensive operations, allowing troops to advance immediately after detonation without cover. Number 73, grenade. A large 4-pound anti-tank blast grenade, nicknamed the Thermos bomb for its distinctive cylindrical shape, contained 1 pound of ammonal explosive, intended for throwing under tank tracks. Required extreme proximity to armoured vehicles for effective use. Number 74, ST grenade. Churchill personally championed this adhesive anti-tank grenade, despite War Office resistance. A glass sphere covered in bird-lime adhesive inside a metal casing. Required removing the outer shell and pressing firmly against tank armour before pulling the pin. Number 75, Hawkins mine. A uniquely versatile weapon, functioning as both hand grenade and anti-vehicle mine. Could be laid in rows across roads to destroy tank tracks. Designed by Lieutenant Colonel Hawkins, it saw widespread use from North Africa through the Normandy campaign. Number 76, Special Incendiary Grenade. A glass bottle containing white phosphorus, benzene and water that ignites spontaneously on oxygen contact. Designed for north-over projector launching, but also thrown by hand. Issued primarily to Home Guard as a low-cost incendiary anti-vehicle weapon. Next, number 77, grenade. A white phosphorus smoke and incendiary grenade, producing dense white smoke immediately on detonation. Used for obscuring movement, signalling, and clearing enclosed spaces. Burning phosphorus particles cling to surfaces, reaching 2,760 degrees Celsius. Number 82, grenade. A stockinette bag with an always-armed fuse cap, filled with plastic explosive to any required size. Invented by Captain R.S. Gammon of 1st Parachute Battalion. Favoured by airborne troops for destroying vehicles, field guns, and demolition tasks. Let's move on to flamethrowers. Flamethrower number 2. Lifebuoy, named for its circular donut-shaped fuel tank worn on the back, carried 5 gallons of thickened fuel, projecting flame up to 45 yards. Used extensively in Pacific and Burma operations for clearing Japanese bunkers and fortified jungle positions. Marsden flamethrower, a static, emplaced flamethrower system designed for fixed defensive positions. Triggered remotely to project burning fuel across potential infantry assault routes. Intended for defending beaches and fixed installations against the anticipated German invasion of Britain. Ending with combat knives and close quarters. Fairbairn Sykes fighting knife. Designed by Shanghai police veterans William Fairbairn and Eric Sykes in 1941, the double-edged foil blade optimized for thrusting into vital areas. Issued to commandos, SAS and SOE agents, it remains the definitive special operations combat knife. Smatchet. Also designed by William Fairbairn, this heavy, leaf-shaped blade combined chopping power with close-quarters lethality. Weighing over a pound with a 10-inch blade, It doubled as a machete for jungle operations. Issued to OSS and SOE personnel. BC-41, knuckle knife, combining a single-edged blade with a cast aluminium knuckle duster grip. Produced specifically for SOE agents and commandos by Wilkinson Sword. The knuckle guard served as both weapon and protection during the brutal close-quarters fighting of clandestine operations. Next, number 4, spike bayonet. A simple cruciform steel spike replacing the traditional sword bayonet for number 4 rifle production. Nicknamed the pick sticker, it was cheap and fast to manufacture. Purely a thrusting weapon with no cutting edge, designed solely for bayonet charges. Number 5, sword bayonet. A 7.5-inch bladed bayonet designed specifically for the number 5 jungle carbine, fitted with a distinctive curved crossguard and Bowie-style clip point. Doubled as a utility knife in jungle environments where the shortened rifle needed a proper bladed complement. Number 1, Mark I sword bayonet. A long 12-inch blade sword bayonet carried over from early war production, attaching to the number 1 Lee-Enfield. Its length provided significant reach advantage in close combat, gradually replaced by simpler spike bayonets as wartime production pressures increased. Next, Home Guard pikes. Officially, the Pikes Spike Mark I, approximately 250,000, ordered in 1942 against Churchill's wishes. A steel spearhead welded to a pipe handle. Derided as useless by most commanders, they represented the desperate improvisation of Britain's last-ditch civilian defence force. Clam magnetic mine. A small SOE sabotage charge using 6 powerful magnets to attach to metal surfaces like vehicle hulls and rail lines. Contained 8 ounces of plastic explosive with a time delay fuse. Hundreds deployed across occupied Europe, destroying locomotives, vehicles and machinery.